has never been hit by a cyclone in documented history. Even a story about an 1882 Mumbai cyclone that was supposed to have killed 1 lakh people may not have been a tropical cyclone. But Mumbai has been hit by a tropical cyclone. And not only that, even Kerala gets hit by a tropical cyclone frequently, and it was hit in 2019 as well. Now, the frequency of tropical cyclones goes on to show an increasing trend over Arabian Sea, not to speak of Bay of Bengal region. There are a lot of changes taking place and have taken place in the way cyclone originates, intensifies, and affects a rainfall pattern in India. While the average seasonal rainfall has not changed much, its distribution in space and time is changing. This is leading to an increase in the number of dry days, decrease in the number of rainy days, intense downpours in fewer days, and heavier rains in areas that had meager moisture content in the atmosphere. Extremely severe cyclonic storm Falin was the strongest tropical cyclone to strike Odisha since the 1999 Orissan supercyclone. After having formed, it traveled an enormous distance all the way from the Andaman Sea near equator to Odisha and even further, affecting Bihar and Nepal too. Cyclone Fani's trajectory too was pretty long. The severity of the tropical cyclones have been increasing almost every year. The tropical cyclone Nisarg, as we have seen it off the Mumbai coast, basically aligned with the climatic projections. Of course, there has been an increase in the temperature of Indian Ocean and especially Arabian Sea. This temperature increase has caused a greater evaporation and thus higher incidences of atmospheric disturbances and has been the reason behind the genesis of tropical cyclones. An erratic rainfall in Kerala in 2018 one example of this type of increase of temperature. Arabian Sea has started experiencing a new type of weather fluctuation which has now become a climatic trend, and in future it will be known as a climatic change. Very severe cyclonic storm Oki was a strong tropical cyclone that devastated parts of Sri Lanka and India in 2017 and was the most intense tropical cyclone in the Arabian Sea since Cyclone Meg in 2015. Due to high atmospheric moisture and warmer oceanic surface temperature between Sri Lanka and Kanyakumari in mainland India, Oki intensified into a cyclonic storm. While near Kanyakumari in mainland India, Oki changed course and intensified while heading towards Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea. Oki impacted Sri Lanka, Lakshadweep, South India and the Maldives at its strengthened from a depression to a mature cyclone. Though it rapidly weakened during its final stages over the Arabian Sea, it caused heavy rainfall along the western coast of India, particularly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. As Oki moved further into the Arabian Sea, it traveled through an area of sea surface temperature of about 31 degrees centigrade and ultimately impacted the entire of western coast. A 2015 study from Princeton found a rise in the cyclonic activity in the fast-warming Arabian Sea. 2019 itself saw 5 of 8 Indian Ocean cyclones forming in the Arabian Sea, the most since 1902. Cyclone Nisarg has been the most recent one in this case. More recently, storm systems have been forming close to Kerala. The current system, for instance, originated near Kerala due to high sea surface temperatures, weak wind shear, and monsoon westerlies providing moisture. Wind shear, that means the winds don't go on to increase in speed with the height. That means the wind speed goes on to remain by and large the same at the bottom, as well as in the middle, as well as in the top. The weather dynamics of the Arabian Sea generally does not allow the cyclones to form. On an average, the sea sees 1 or 2 cyclone formations every year, far fewer than that of Bay of Bengal. Now, this has generally to do with lower seawater temperatures. Even when they do form, they tend to go west towards Oman and the Gulf of Aden, or they head towards Gujarat, as with the 1998 cyclone or even a 2019 cyclone that was called as Vayu. The typical northwest trajectory springs from a few factors. That is, the easterly nudged the system away from the northwestern coast. A pre-monsoon formation of an area of high pressure known as subtropical ridge along the western coast also creates a barrier, and cyclones tend to move along the ridges that go on to move in this manner. That's the way that they go on to move. What they go on to do is that they do not go on to allow all of these cyclonic activity to come too near to the coast. And these are the type of go on to originate from Bay of Bengal, go on to travel all the way to this region and nudge it away. That is one reason they do this to the coast. Second is high pressure system that goes on to originate in this place, and most of these cyclones go on to follow this trend of flowing along this track, all along this track. So anywhere where these systems go on to be there, this high pressure system go on to be there, then this allows the tropical cyclones to move along. Thus, Mumbai lies in a low risk zone because the dynamics of Mumbai is not conducive to cyclones, for cyclones to this one place is not very conducive for cyclones to place. Now this situation is also very much like that of New York. Now New York was affected by a cyclone that was Sandy that lasted in 2012, and of course there was some amount of high waves, the wind speed were high. Mumbai also goes on to be in the same position, that is the cyclone. They are more likely to affect the whole of this place because these cyclones go turn towards the west, affecting this region. The point here is that is the amount and the of tropical cyclones increasing both in Bay of Bengal region as well as in the Arabian Sea has kept on increasing. The point here is that is the frequency and the intensity of these cyclones, the way they used to be taking place, the way used to be taking place before, that also has shown an increase.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.